Blue students. This is Mrs. Sutliff, and I just want to go through a few of our distance learning expectations as we start this new journey. It's going to be a little different, but we're all going to get through it as long as we all kind of have an idea of what we're supposed to do. So here we go. So first of all, my goal for all of you is so that you can kind of understand and get familiar with what distance learning will look like, what is expected of you as a student, and how you're going to be showing your learning. First of all, one of the most important things you can do to make sure you're successful is to have a home workspace. It doesn't have to look like this picture, but your workspace should be a quiet place. It should be relatively clear. You'll see in that picture I've got things spread out, and it should be distraction free. You want to make sure you don't have a TV going with Netflix, and you want to try and minimize like sibling interactions so that you can focus. Even here at home, I have my dog Lucy. She likes to get up in my business, so I try and make sure I close the door when I need to work. So, where could you go? Well, if you have a kitchen table, you can sit there. If you have a countertop, maybe that's a good place to go. Maybe you've got a separate room that you can go into where you can close the door and close out any distractions. I know a lot of you have siblings. Just find a place that you can call your own that's quiet and that you can kind of spread out all of your academic materials so you don't have to go looking for them. The next thing you should think about with our distance learning is school's going to look different, right? Because you're staying at home. It's really easy to get into like a really bad routine where you like sometimes do work and sometimes don't. So the best way is to set up a schedule to make sure that you're successful. There's lots of different ways you can do that, but I've put up two different examples. So this first one, I want you to notice that I've included times for me to wake up, because I don't wake up immediately and I'm raring to go, right? You want to eat breakfast, make sure you're ready for the day. And in this schedule, I got really, really detailed. I said, all right, every day I'm going to do language arts. But then notice, look at this. I have a stretch break, a 20-minute stretch break. These are important too. You don't want to just sit for hours and hours and hours and hours. You want to make sure you get up and move. So do some yoga, take the dog for a walk around the block. I don't know, play with a sibling for a few minutes. Do something to move your body. But then notice I get right back into it. So I've got language arts and math in the morning. Then I built in a fun activity time for myself or reading time. Gave myself a nice long lunch. And then I'm right back into academic time, writing social studies. There's another stretch break, woohoo! Then science, another quick break, and then I got my CAB class and I'm done. Here's another one. This one is a little bit more free-flowing, okay? But something to keep in mind is that every day might be flexible. You might need to do something different depending on your learning needs. Some of your teachers might ask you to participate in a webcast. You might have some questions and you might need to schedule a time to video conference with a teacher. There's all kinds of things that might happen that might throw off a schedule. So you might just have a looser schedule on some days, like this one. You're still going to give yourself time to wake up and eat breakfast, but then you might block your time. So morning time might be, all right, I'm just going to plow through and get this all done. And then have a nice long lunch and give yourself an hour to do some reading, to do some exercise. Maybe you have some chores that you need to do. And then you have another academic block in the afternoon. These are both this one here with the super detailed schedule and this one that's a little more loose. These are both totally doable. You might do one on one day and you might have to be a little looser in another day. Just be flexible, okay? As long as you have a plan to get your work done, you'll be okay. All right, I've got my schedule. What exactly do I need to be doing every single day for these classes? Well, number one, every single student in the entire school must log into Canvas every single day. Not only is this where all your assignments and lessons are going to be, This is also where you're going to complete the homeroom daily check-in. This is required. This is how we are going to take attendance to make sure that you are present. If you don't do this, you're going to be counted as absent. So make sure you do this every single day. Log on to Canvas and do the homeroom course check-in. After you've done that, you're going to work on your class. Remember, each class is going to have between 20 and 40 minutes of work for you to do. It's going to vary day by day, but you should plan for at least 20 minutes of work time for every one of your classes. You're also going to be responsible for turning in daily assignments. Not every single class will have an assignment every single day, but they're going to come more frequently. If not every day, maybe every other day. You don't want to get behind. If you get behind, it's going to get really hard to catch up. So just stay on top of it. Turn in your daily assignments every day. Everything will be submitted through Canvas. All right. It's a lot of information that I threw at you, but I got a little to-do list for you here. So this is what you go through. Number 1, check your email in the morning when you wake up. You're going to look at your email, and here's a hot tip. Check your spam folder. Sometimes district emails automatically get filtered into spam, but there's a ton of information coming out that's really important. So we want to make sure that you see both your email and your spam folder to make sure you're not missing anything. So do that once a day in the morning. Then you're going to log into Canvas. You're going to do your homeroom assignment, which counts as attendance. And then you're going to check for your day's announcements for your classes to see what you need to do. You're going to complete your lesson for each class. You're going to submit your assignments. And then once we get into the groove of things, your teachers will be providing feedback for you in Canvas. So then you can start checking your feedback. And finally, the last thing you should do is email your teachers with any questions, or if you're like, man, that lesson today was way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I have lots of questions. I need to talk to Mr. Westendorf. You can set up a virtual meeting, or you can check and see if Mr. Westendorf has office hours coming up where you could drop in on a video chat. So these are all the things that you'll be doing every day. So I hope that all of this was really helpful in kind of getting you set up for our distance learning. Your teachers are so excited to finally get back in contact with you. We've missed interacting with you like face to face, but this is our next best option. We need to keep everybody safe and we need to keep everyone healthy. And this is going to be the way we do that, through distance learning. So we are very excited to get back into the virtual classroom with you, and we can't wait to see you all on Monday in our Canvas courses. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and we will see you very soon virtually. Bye.